Oh, day one. High ticket sales. B2C. So just for context of this video, I spent 2.5 years doing B2B sales and setting for my own business and for two other businesses. And I did really well. Learned a lot. And in that time as well, I did B2C sales as well, setting. If you look at this YouTube channel and scroll down, you're going to see that I used to have an appointment setting agency. And you can see that in my video about me holding my first ever mastermind. And today, Friday the 7th of March, I did my first proper day in high ticket B2C fitness sales. And it went really well. It went really well. So I've been put on an offer, a fitness coaching offer. 4-figure ticket. And it went really well. So today I had 3 calls put in my calendar. And basically how it works is you have calls in your calendar, you sit there, you join the call, you talk to the person, you close them, you don't close them, and that's that. So I am currently selling for fitness coaches. So I have a course right now that helps fitness coaches book and close more calls. And I am walking the walk. I still have a B2C setting role that I do. And I've just paused my timer of working to record this video because I wanted to give you a roundup of my first day in high ticket sales. So today I had 3 calls put on my calendar. Obviously I had a call last night as well. Didn't close. First call on the offer. Didn't close. Then I had 3 calls on my calendar today. One of them I was given last minute. Like literally I was up this morning. I woke up this morning and I didn't even check my phone. Went downstairs, hydrated, had a coffee, and I checked my phone and I had a message. Can you jump on a call in 10 minutes? And that was 6 minutes ago. So I was like, oh shit, okay. So I scrambled. I got my morning coffee, which is where my mic, well, this isn't my morning coffee mug, but this is a mug that I had in my room from a cup of tea. So I just used it to stand my mic. So I was scrambling around. I was like, shit, I need to get my coffee down here. I was like, it was piping hot. I was drinking it like that. It was boiling hot. And truth be told, I was half awake. And I hopped on to a sales call with this guy. He wanted to bulk up. He wanted to put on weight. He didn't want to lose fat. And I was actually on the call with him, right? And obviously I've got like a fair amount of experience in sales. And I was sat there and I was thinking, okay, right. This guy is giving me all the warning signs of someone who you shouldn't pitch to. He came through an ad. He thought it just looked cool. Thought it looked interesting. And I poked and prodded around everything. And I was asking the probing questions and he didn't really give much off. And I addressed this. I said to him, like, oh, look, like, you don't really seem too bothered with this. You seem quite lax with it. Like, just for sort of my understanding, on a scale from like 1 to 10, how do you feel? Like, how much do you actually feel like you want what you're telling me? Is it a case of, yeah, it'd be nice to have? Or is it a case of, I really want that? So where are you on the scale? And he gave me a 6. And I was like, okay, right, okay, cool. So I was like, okay. In my mind, I had to make a split-second decision. Do I pitch to this guy, or do I leave it and go with just say like, oh look, like you don't really seem too keen. It doesn't really seem like you're in that much pain. Seems like you're just sort of like you seem quite relaxed with it. And with our team, we like to take people on who are genuinely obsessed with getting to that next level in their health and fitness. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. So I had a split second to make that decision. And I made the decision to pitch to him. Now, last night, I tried a pitch deck for the first time. Not for the first time. In total, I've used pitch decks before, but the first time on this offer. And I didn't close. And I felt really bad on that call because I was trying to pitch and present. Now, this is why I don't like sales decks and pitch decks, because when you're on a call and you're trying to present and sell at the same time in a presentation, especially B2C, it's not as effective as just having an actual conversation and just leading the conversation to a sale. So I told myself, I was like, right, I'm going to pitch. I'm not going to use a pitch deck. And I went for the pitch. So this guy's goal was to bulk up, but bulk up in a way that left him not with the additional fat, that typically tends to happen when you bulk up. So I was writing my notes. I went to the bulk up. So I pitched to him. I was like, right, so-and-so is going to work with you one-to-one over the next 6 months to bulk up so that you can do this, so that you can do that, so that you can do this. Drop the price. Said nothing. And I believe he asked me one question. I think... I can't remember what he asked. It was something about the plan. So it wasn't a price-related question. And I answered that. And I was like, okay, like where do you feel like we should go from here? Sat there relaxed. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, sick. Okay, cool. So when we were getting the payment through, there was an issue with the card. So he had basically a card, but he didn't have the card details on him, but he couldn't use Apple Pay for it. So there was a bit of like, oh shit, this could go down the drain. And it got resolved, closed, paid in full, 6 months, 0 objections, and a nice bit of commission for me as well. So it was really good. It was really, really good. And I actually checked the sheet, the sales sheet, after I had to put all the data in. And that was the first paid in full they've had in over a month. So in my second call with this coaching company, in less than 24 hours, in less than 12 hours, oh, no, less than 15 hours, sorry, I had it paid in full. So I have no education on the offer. I know the basics of the offer. I don't know the true extent of the offer. And I closed a paid in full on my second call. So that was pretty good. Then I had another call that was for another offer that I'm on. And it was the first call I've ever taken for the offer. I, like, similar to the other offer, I know the basics, but I don't know the extent of the offer. And that was with a guy who basically, he wanted to, he's in his 40s, he wanted to basically like lose weight. He's trying to find a partner, and he wanted to lose weight. He wanted to feel confident. He wanted to feel his best, and yeah, it was a good call. It was a very good conversation, and yeah, I mean it went okay. I mean I didn't record it because I didn't have the ability to record it, but I want to record it and look back on that call because we got to the end of the call and went through everything. I had a really good list of pain points and notes and everything like that. And I pitched the 6 months, and he was like, oh, okay, like what does that break down to monthly? So I said that, and I realized that the monthly times 6 was the same as the 6 month paid in full. So there was no actual benefit to him paying in full. The only benefit is the business gets the cash in the bank. So I guess there's a tip there for you. Like if you're doing a 6 month paid in full, you want to add a bit of a benefit to it. Maybe that's a discount, maybe that's like a freebie, or maybe there's a perk or a benefit or something like that you get, or maybe like a free month or whatever. Because there was no actual reason for him needing to pay in full, so I couldn't push that, which was kind of annoying. But it came down to finances for him. He couldn't afford, well, he could afford it, but he wanted to check his finances. Now, obviously, like, I know how to handle that objection. But it got to the point where I was on the sales call with him, and this guy was very fond of the person that I'm closing for. He's in his free community, all that stuff. And I had a choice there. I was like, right, do I really want to push this and like try and push it, or do I leave it? And I actually made the decision to leave it. I was like, right, okay, so what I'm going to do. But when I say left it, I didn't just leave the call and go, okay, bye. Like, didn't leave it like that. What I did is I said to the person, I said, hey, look, I don't take calls tomorrow, but what I can do is I can just drop you a WhatsApp on Sunday and see what your thoughts are. You can ask me any questions that you feel like you may have, and essentially we can just see if this is for you or not for you, so I can feed it back to my team. And he was fine with that. So like, I'm under no illusion that he's not going to close, but obviously you have to go through the motions of that. So yeah, that was a bit of a tricky one, but that was my first ever call for the offer. So yeah, and the third call today was a no-show. So family emergency, but obviously, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, because it could actually be a family emergency. But at the same time, the chances of a family emergency at the exact same time that you were booked in for a call is kind of slim. And, people, like, I'm sure you've seen people say they have a family emergency in school or work or their job to get out or something. And people say the same thing, because you can't question that. Like, you can't say, yeah, I doubt it, because you just look like a dick. So that call was at 7:30. So yeah, he didn't show, and he didn't show up. I messaged him on WhatsApp. I said, hey, look, obviously, I'm supposed to have a conversation right now. I dialed him as well to get him to answer, and then he messaged me saying about the family emergency. So I was like, oh mate, like, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? And I just showed a bit of concern, and I said, look mate, family first. And then what I did was I sent him a link to reschedule the call. So I don't really think that he's going to reschedule the call, because I think he wasn't going to get the call in the first place. Obviously, I had no control over the setting process, so I don't really have any comments towards that. So yeah, that was the third call. Now I've got a call tomorrow at 12 for one of the offers that I just mentioned. The offer that I took the first call for today. So I'm going to see how that goes. But yeah, today was really good. Closed my first paid in full on my second call. One no show, one no close. And the guy who I had a call with last night, he's supposed to be paying over the weekend, but you can never trust that. So I'm going to consider. So I've taken 3 calls, closed 1. So technically got a 33.3% close rate of a sample size of 3, which is a shit closing rate. But it's my first couple of calls in the offer, and I had a paid in full today, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, I really want to watch the call back that I have recorded, because I want to see where I went wrong, how it could have got better, everything like that. But it feels really good to lead from the front. Like, I have a course, obviously, completely for fitness coaches, to teach them exactly how to get the success with setting and closing that I've had with the people that I've worked with and the businesses that I've worked with. So it's good to lead from the front, because I am literally relaying and passing back the tactics that are working. And the exact tactics that I used the exact approach, that I used in today's call to get paid in full for 6 months, paid on the call up front, are the same tactics that I'm teaching inside the community to people who are in the same field, who charge more or charge less. So yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. So that is day 1 in high ticket sales. Now, this is basically a vlog, but it's going to be good to look back on in 6 months, a year, 10 years from now, and just see the start of it. This isn't my start of the journey. This isn't the start of my journey in sales, by the way. Please don't think that. This is the start of me going down, closing for B2C fitness, because I've always wanted to do it. I teach it, so I need to walk it from the front. And obviously the success that I've had with B2B is what I'm teaching. And I just really want to just get into the B2C side of things, close immensely on there, and just lead from the front with what I teach, because I lead from the front with the setting, I've booked over, I think we're up to about 130 sales calls since the start of the year, which is pretty sick, to be fair. B2C. So yeah, I just can't wait to lead from the front. So that's been my first day in B2C high ticket fitness coaching sales. If you want to find out a bit more about me, how I can help, and how I can help you close paid in fulls like I've literally done today, then check the link down below. Or you can come to my free masterclass that is happening on Tuesday. But if you don't watch this before the 11th, then that's not going to be relevant. So you can just click the link down below to find out a bit more information about me. And by the way, I am going to be analysing my sales calls on YouTube and inside my course. I'll have a bit more depth inside my course, but for the YouTube I'll analyse them as well, for sure. But anyway, have a nice evening, have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and I'll catch you next time.